We live? This thing's tripping. Hopefully somebody's in here. Home of the Hustle Tuesday nights. I'm going to share this out. Make sure that we're live, actually. Some signal issues, I'm thinking. Alright, we are cool. Copy link. What's up, guys? Thanks for joining me here. Tuesday, Home of the Hustle. I am just going to share this out real quick. Please do the same. Wait here for Trent. And we're posted. Alright, cool. Sorry about this. It's acting kind of funny on me. What's up, Crystal? Shane, how you doing, brother? Share this out for me, please. We're waiting for Trent to get in here. I'm gonna probably get the repeater. What up, Titan? All right, we're good. Just waiting on Trent. Okay, so Trent is a buddy of mine. We, Home of the Hustle, the group, the team. What up, Jason Hallen? We met Trent at an event that we were at called Amplify here in Las Vegas. He's friends with Rasaki Hilt, who was here last week, you know, talking with me. And what Trent does is he has a social media marketing agency. He does things a very, very specific way. So I wanted to bring him on here so that we could talk about this. It's relevant coming off of yesterday with Titan and Johnny Jumpman talking about social media and all the stuff that that guy knows. Holy crap. If you guys haven't checked that video out, go check that out, because I'm thinking these two guys have very similar opinions or experience in, you know, organic growth. And I think that there's probably some stuff that this guy does that Johnny doesn't. Tony, what's up, man? Justin Myers, what up? We're just waiting on Trent. Krista Campbell. So to kind of preface what we're going to have going on here until he gets in here, he doesn't do any paid ads. He doesn't believe in marketing that way. Everything is organic. Now, I've never done any paid ads. Here at the company at Lightspeed, of course we do paid ads. Paid Facebook ads are bread and butter. I mean, 8 out of 10 people in the country are sitting on Facebook. So why wouldn't you go after them in that manner and get your product or service in front of them? I don't know if that necessarily applies when it comes to like a personal brand. Okay, Trent's here. Let's add Trent. So I'll be curious to pick his brain on some of this stuff, because there was some questions that I had for Johnny last night that we couldn't get answered because it was fire and it was going like crazy, and every question couldn't get answered. And I'm sure you guys had some questions too that you would want to hear answered tonight. And Trent can answer those for you. He's built this business that way. Trent, you're being invited right now. Hopefully you can see that. Excuse me. Turn your phone sideways. There you go. I see you popping in. I got no video on. There we go. What's up, man? Can you hear me?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now, man. How you doing?
I'm good, man. So, man.
Cool. It looks like you might be in a maybe a bad cell area or something. You're kind of cutting out. Sorry about this, guys. Give this a second. We can figure out the connection here with Trent. Looks like he's outside. Hey, Trent, I'm going to cut you out and then invite you back in and see if that works. Again, sorry, guys, for the inconvenience. Facebook. All right, going to try this again. Invite. Oh, it looks like Rasaki and Howland have connected. That's a good connection right there. I know Rasaki's connected to the Titan. This is the power of networking. A bunch of people that didn't know, a bunch of people that now know a bunch of new people. And I think that this flows right into what we're going to talk about here tonight if we can get a good connection from Trent. Yeah, man, thanks. Thanks for the compliment on the setup. See the Home of the Hustle logo going on there. We're here at the studios out here at Lightspeed VT in Las Vegas, so I get the pleasure of using the studios here because Brad's awesome and
How's it going, man?
What up? All right, can you hear me? Yeah, it looks like we're going to have some issues with Trent's signal. So it looks like we're going to have to change up a little bit. This is the beauty of being ready. Sorry, Trent. This has just become a tag session. I'm going to invite somebody that I know will bring value to the stream so we don't have to shut her down and can help you guys through some stuff. So, Jason Hallen, you are being invited, sir. What up, Kyle Hendricks? Jason can't come in here. I'm going to grab somebody else. I wanted to grab Jason because I know that we can actually stay on topic with Jason in here.
What's up, man?
What up, dude?
Not much, man. Got to move around a little bit.
Yeah, you're all good. I know I just ran up on you.
I heard my name. I was like half watching something and typing. So what's going on, man?
Not much, dude. So we had Trent coming on talking about social media and organic engagement. That's his forte. That's his specialty. And I wanted to be able to talk to him about that and let people know what he knows. But unfortunately, it looks like his cell signal's bad. So we'll have to do something different with him in the coming weeks. I seen Jan here. I figured I'd grab you because we actually can stay somewhat on topic because you do all organic stuff on Facebook, correct?
Yeah, absolutely. Everything I do is just networking.
So how long have you been doing that for?
Oh, man, like seriously for about a year now.
About a year?
Yeah, you know, like I've been on social media for a long time, but blowing my personal business up kind of about a year, just hitting everybody I can, meeting as many people like you and so many others, Jason, all of you guys on Home of the Hustle and everything. Like, just, man, there's so much money to be made and so many networks to have and help other people make money by just connecting and making connections online for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. You're about in the same line as me, man. Well, I wouldn't say I've been doing this seriously for a year. I've probably just been for about 6 months, 6-7 months probably, and a year being on Facebook. So I'm gonna pause this real quick here. We have kind of lost the momentum on the feed because of the issue with the connection. So I'm gonna ask you guys if you could please share this back out. The 4 of you that are in here, invite some people in here. Let's get folks back in so they can get some good stuff from Jason. We're going to talk sales. We're going to talk social media. This is the dude to get some information from, so I'm glad that you were in here. So let me ask you this. So what did social media do for you in the sales realm? Like, obviously you've been doing sales for a long time, way before there was social media, and you didn't have this option that was out there. What did this tool do for you? And maybe you didn't think of it as a tool when you first found it, but I'd be curious to hear about your take on that.
Yeah. So sales wise, originally what it did for me was actually gain me clients for my personal business, my consulting firm. I've gained a lot of clients, a lot of potential clients, prospects, all kinds of stuff for that. But also, having started to do videos and started to see myself talking to other people has been a really big plus for me as well. Just being able to see what I look like when I'm communicating has been a big confidence booster for me as well, just beyond just the obvious help that's social media is with this network, you know?
Yeah, I mean, it's almost like, and I would agree with you 100%. And I'm sorry, I wasn't looking up. I'm just inviting a couple of people so we can get it going back up in here. But, you know, I talk about, I guess Grant Cardone talks about this, recording yourself on video and seeing how you look when you're presenting, like what your body language looks like, what your eye contact is like, and so that you can adjust and get better at your presentation. What I found is that once I started going live and doing that whole thing, I had never recorded myself talking or speaking or doing anything before. And it really was eye-opening.
For sure. 100%. You know, and I got to give some credit where credit's due too. Hank Norman had a lot to do with that. The first Star Power program that I did had a lot with that. He says that just practice. Grant Cardone, I know he learned that there too. Sit and watch yourself on video and learn about yourself, how you present, how you work with your hands, you talk. If you're too crazy, because I have a tendency to be completely out of control, wild half the time. But, you know, I've learned to reel that in enough so that I can communicate properly on video or with people, which helps because a lot of my business is done by video conference. Mm-hmm. You know, I've taken advantage of a lot of the new technology where it used to be I had to go somewhere to teach a group of people. Now I can bring 6 people in to a closed video chat, and we can do a sales training session online without having to go to California or Arizona to do it every time. So,
yeah, for sure. I did my whole career was face-to-face, right? So I was knocking on doors. I'm getting in businesses. I'm in front of the owner. I'm in front of the decision maker nonstop, right? I come out here to Vegas. I'm in an office, and I have to sell over video, like in a Zoom call, presenting the system, presenting the platform. You can't really, like the tools that were in my belt that I was using, you know, for 13 years in sales no longer applied because I can't really tell your body language. There's no vibe. I can't tap into those things that I used to tap into before to be able to assess and analyze the situation. And if it wasn't for social media and doing live video and learning how to be presentable on camera and not be nervous and feel like natural and normal, if it wasn't for that, I would have got out here and hit a brick wall and wouldn't have been able to function. So social media has done some ridiculous things. It's the timing, like how, but.
Yeah, you don't realize it, like the communication value of learning to do what me and you are doing right now, just being able to talk back and forth on video, because it's different. It's not the same as like the way you would interrupt somebody or jump into a conversation on video is totally different than the way you do it face to face. And you know, I come from in-home sales as my original sales background, and that platform is, like you said, 100% direct sales, face to face, intense closing, you know, and then you get online and there is no way you can put the same amount of you can't cause the same amount of internal pressure within a customer when you're sitting 400 miles away on a video chat as you can when you're sitting across the table in a negotiation situation.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Cause we're not going to be, I know you're like in-home sales, right? So you were reading everybody's body language. You were figuring out where your line was. How do you control the situation? How do you match them and mirror them and get the situation like in the groove where you wanted them so you could back off of that stuff and they're open to actually having the conversation. Like you can't do that
right.
here.
I can't hand you something. I can almost now make it feel like I am because I've gotten used to it, but I can't hand you something and have you go from this pose, the closed pose, to the open pose. Like that's not, you know, to get you to go from the closed pose to the open pose, I got to say, hey man, clap your hands for a second. Let's get one, you know, I got to do something else to get you from that. So you learn a lot more vocal skills when you're talking face to face, like we're doing now, as opposed to being in person where I can hand somebody something, shake their hand, whatever. As far as, you know, a direct sales situation.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Have you found that you've gotten, see, I never was a phone guy, right? So I never did the calling over the phone and cold calling that way. Everything was in person. So my like speech and the way that I talk, I've always been pretty good at being smooth and not sounding terrible. But I feel that since I started doing the video stuff and now actually selling on a live video, that my tonality it's become like a requirement, right? Like if you lost your hearing, your eyesight gets better.
Right. Yeah, because your voice is everything, you know, and I've learned to get so much more direct and precise with my language when I'm talking on video or phone calls. It's almost the same as far as like how your voice is heard. I can be a lot more direct and quick too. You don't have an hour and a half in a video chat to close somebody like you do at their house, or if they come into your dealership or whatever the sales situation may be. You don't have that hour and a half like you would face to face. You've got 5 to 10 minutes to grab them, get them in, and see if you can get them interested. Then maybe you can schedule a second, or even keep them on the line for another 20 minutes and work towards a close. But it's definitely not the same. You have different skill sets that you have to bring out for sure.
Yeah,
but so, just to add to that real quick, you also have like a huge audience available to you. Like you said, 9 out of 10 Americans are on Facebook. You know, millions and millions of people are on Twitter and Instagram, and you can put yourself out there and your brand can get known so much quicker if you're taking advantage of social media, for sure.
Yeah, and I think you hit it on the head when you said your timeline is completely different. And when I'm talking about selling over video, I'm not at all talking about on a live stream, on a Facebook, on anything. I'm talking closed Zoom, closed group, certain amount of people, one person, a handful of people. And then that really gets into a whole nother element when you start having more than one person in a video call and you can't read the room, right? But the amount of time that you have to grab the attention and keep their attention and be able to know when their attention is waning and what's triggering and what's not, dude, it's small, man. That window is tiny to be able to grab it. If you don't grab it, it's gone.
And prospecting is different too, because you gotta be able to say to somebody, hey, here's enough value. This is where social media comes into play. Or here's what comes into play big time on social media, I should say. Value added before you even start to prospect it's crucial. I've got to be able to show somebody what I can do and that they can trust me with whatever they're looking for me to do for them before they'll even get on the phone with me. It's different than them typing in on the internet, I'm looking for solar power, and you go out and you sell solar, or I'm looking for a car, and oh, come on in, we'll sell you a car. It's different. You're out there just like randomly prospecting by getting attention, and when you do, you have to be good at it. You have to be good at communicating that to the masses as if you're speaking to one person. And then when you do that, they see the value that you can add value. Then you can go to them and say, hey, why don't we jump on the phone real quick? We'll talk about this, or we'll jump on a Zoom call or whatever. And it takes enough of you adding value just to get them on the Zoom call. You know, you're your own marketing firm, so to speak.
Yeah, that's I think that's something that more people need to like learn. And if I had known you were going to be jumping on here, I would say that would have been our topic. Like, how do you prospect as a salesperson on social media? Because I think so many people do it so wrong, and they're really guided to do it the same way. Like they just jump in the DM and start pitching them, and it's a numbers game. And I disagree with that, and I know you do too, because you just said it.
Yeah.
It's an attraction marketing. I wouldn't even call it a strategy. It's just the way it is, right? So I'll post about.
Go ahead.
I'll post about Lightspeed. I'll post about what we do and put up testimonials and things like that, because we have a recognizable brand already. So it's not something new, at least within the network. So I can post about it that way. But I can't just hit people up and say, like, hey, this is what we do. Come drop a bunch of freaking money and make a business. Because I'm not selling a product, dude. I sell a business.
Right. It wouldn't make sense. And it wouldn't, for what I do, consulting wouldn't make sense that way either. Because the fact is, they need to know, first of all, it's like a two-way prospecting street almost. It's a totally different game than we've ever seen before, because usually prospecting is like telemarketing, or you put out an ad and they call in, right? So the connection is customer salesperson connection, right? Here you got salesperson almost, because you have a person that is, looking for someone to help them grow a business. And, oh, there's somebody that helps people grow their business. Hey, there's somebody that's looking. So you're going to sell me on being serious enough to pay me what I need to do what I can do for you, because I'm not going to take somebody on that doesn't sell me just the same, that they're actually looking for what I'm doing. That's where everybody's failing in the DM game, right? You get a friend request, 5 minutes later, somebody's like, hey, how are you? And I'm like, I'm doing great, but you're wasting my time until you hit me with your pitch. And even when you do, I don't even know who you are.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So if somebody is able to show me what they're doing, and the service looks good to me to help my business grow or to solve some problem I have as the consumer, whatever it is, I need to see that. And then they need to see me in coming attracted to them. Like, hey, I like what this guy has to say. I see somebody on my videos 15 times. I interact a little bit. I don't hit him in the DM. I'm not that doesn't work. But if I see him on my videos 15 times, I'm going to make sure and acknowledge them every time they hit my video. First, because they deserve it as a loyal follower. And secondly, not first, because I know there's a business opportunity there, whether it be now, next week, tomorrow, next year. This is a patience game on social media too. It's not you close it down and get your money right now. If you're trying to do that, you're going to look like the spammers in the DM. And just a pointer too. Anybody who's trying to grow a business, don't tag me 13 times a week in something that's spamming your business. If you want to tag me in something that asks me a question and you want my answer, or you want to tag me in something where you're telling me something that I'd like to hear, that's one thing. But don't tag me just to like, hey, this is my business, let me tag 100 people. Because those 100 people are tired of it by the end of the first 3 comments that come into their notification. It's spam. And it's just a new way of spamming people.
Yeah, and if
Just
you watch Jason, if you watch the Titan and Johnny Jumpman last night, it was fire. He was talking just about that. If you tag a bunch of people, I hate it personally, like I can't stand it. But you tag a bunch of people, and then let's say you tag me in a post for your business and I remove myself from that tag, Facebook looks at that like spam immediately and they reduce the exposure of the post. So when it comes to social media, like we all just been kind of playing around, honestly, as far as I'm concerned. We've been playing and getting connected with people who actually know how the algorithms work and how to really work social media from a technical standpoint is really the missing piece, I think, for guys like you, guys like me that are selling stuff, we're providing a service in a business, we're doing straight attraction marketing. Well, are you going to be more attractive if you are dressed like a bum or dressed in a suit, right?
I don't know. You kind of caught me in my off Here, I'll fix it a little bit. There.
But that's funny. But that's my point, right? So you can be the most attractive character, attractive personality, and you'll get success and you'll get reach and you'll get things done. But if you know how to tap into like the specifics of how to get in front of more people, then you exponentially grow your exposure. Like I'll give you an example. So Johnny was talking about engagement and stuff last night. And when I first started my Facebook, I didn't know anybody, right? So it was a year ago. I literally was just commenting on people's stuff, sharing stuff out, interacting, meeting people. And it like grew really quick, but I didn't know what I was doing. I didn't know that was doing anything, right? So then the following 6 months, I spent much more time on my own posts, engaging when I can, not commenting as much, doing a bunch of live video. And the network, it grew, but it wasn't growing as fast as it was originally when I was giving it the attention that it deserved. I'd still interact with people. I still care about what's going on. I just didn't know how to manage the time to be able to do that. Well, today, I spent the first 30 minutes of my day, maybe 40 minutes of my day in the morning, commenting and liking on people's stuff. Not that I wasn't commenting or liking before, but I was intentionally doing it. I had an intent. And my notifications went freaking nuts all day. It was out of control.
Yeah.
There was probably 10 or 15 new people that probably weren't even seeing my posts until today, that because I was engaging with other people, Facebook put my stuff out in front of them and they saw it where they didn't see it before, and they would be attracted to me if they saw me.
Right, for sure. And that's something that I think all of us that have, because you're almost the same as me. I had Facebook for years and years, but it was basically to communicate with family back home. I never really used it for networking until about a year ago, and I think I had 600 friends at that time, you know, and then it blows up, but then you realize that you're talking to 300 out of the thousands of friends that you have, because you're not doing exactly what you just said. And I think that what I'm finding is, because I've been doing the same thing, and I don't know if you get those notifications from Facebook. I don't know how I started getting them, but every day they tell me you talked to 300 people today, you got 581 reactions, and you got 321 comments or whatever. Every day I get this little notification. I don't know how I started getting it, but it tells me. Yeah, I get a notification, and it'll tell me exactly how many people I talked to. Maybe somebody could put that in the comments, like how to get that notification or how I did that, because I don't know. But I've noticed, though, since I started doing that, because listening a little bit to Gary Vee too, but listening and thinking, like, I'm not here for myself, right? So if I just sit there and post every little thought I have, yeah, that's great. Some of my thoughts are inspirational. Maybe I have a cool quote here and there, whatever. But that doesn't, it's like sales, right? In sales, you ask the question first, let them answer for a long time, and then respond with the proper response based on the answer to the question. So it's the same thing. So if I go onto somebody's feed and I respond to their post, and I have something intelligent to say on their post, or sometimes just encouraging to say on their post, whatever, and then they respond back to me, Facebook absolutely puts me dead center on the top of their page every time I post something, right? So if I post 3 or 4 times a day and I respond 25, 26, 30 times a day, those responses will turn into 500 comments, and the 3 posts I get will get 40 comments apiece, because people want to react to me because I care about them. And yeah. Let me put this out there. It's not me pretending to care about people. Anybody who thinks that's what sales is, take another look at this. If you ask somebody a question, I learned this from a guy I called Vinny Disco a long time ago. He was a drummer in a band I was in, nothing to do with marketing, but this guy was an expert conversationalist. And what he did was he would ask questions that forced him to get interested in the person he was asking. So you'd be at the gas station and he'd go, hey, how was your day? You see anything interesting today? And the person would say, oh, it's been pretty slow. Is it better when it's slow, or is it better when it's busy? You know, what do you prefer? And pretty soon he's really wanting the answers to the questions he's asking. So he's created interest in himself towards a person, right? And that, I feel, is a big part of what social media interaction should be, is create a way for yourself to become interested in more and more people. And when you're interested in people, people want to talk to you, because people like when you show interest to them, and you get so much fulfillment out of being interested in others instead of yourself.
Absolutely. Well, like they say, you know, the person who's the most interested is the most interesting.
Absolutely. I think that's true.
But yeah, so I'd want to reaffirm what you just said, which is salespeople, good salespeople, don't act like they care, because if they care, you'll do business with them. Good salespeople care, period. End of story.
You have to. And let me get this point across too, because I don't want somebody who doesn't care right now to never have a chance at a good sales career either. Because if you don't care right now, the way to care is to do just that. Find something interesting about the person and draw information out of them about that thing. Because it's interesting to you, you automatically care. So when you ask somebody a question like, what do you do? Ask somebody what they do and try not to listen for the answer. Do it. I promise you won't be able to do it. You're going to go, what do you do? And you're going to be waiting to hear what they do. It's interesting. What does somebody else do for their living or for their money? You know, how many kids do you have? If you have kids, that's going to be a question that you're automatic. You know, do you have kids? I'm waiting to hear. Do you have kids? Because it's always common ground, right? And it's not, oh, Mrs. Jones, I love your petunias. Those are gorgeous. It's not that. If you really love petunias, talk about them. If you don't love petunias, leave the petunias out of the conversation and talk about something interesting. Because I've never met somebody on this planet, worst enemy or not, that doesn't have something interesting and appreciable about them.
Yeah, I agree with that 100%. And when you become interested in people, a funny thing happens. They know people that you don't know, that you
Absolutely.
then get interested in and you get more information from, and you create a network. And that, to me, in what I've learned so far in my year here, really, I should say my 6 months, 7, 8 months maybe, of how I've really like done whatever I've done, is it's all in the network, right? I have hundreds of people that I would consider are in the network, not thousands, hundreds that are in the network, and less than 3% of them are a prospect for what I do or what I sell. They are not my client base, okay?
Mhm.
But I genuinely have concern and care about the people that are around me, and because of that, those people know people that could be in my client base, that could be potential clients of mine, and I know people who could be potential clients of theirs.
And listen, why do you think? And I'm not giving a here nor there about it, but why do you think network marketing has blown up so much in the last 7 to 10 years? Because before, you had to go like out to a restaurant or to a bar or to wherever and meet this person and then ask them if they know anybody. You don't have to do that anymore. We're in a day and age where I can meet somebody in Japan. If I got off of this live right now, I could know somebody new in Japan within the next 30 seconds. You know, I mean, think about that, how powerful that is if you're in business. You know, think about how much power you have worldwide. Every one of us has reach all the way around the world. If you're watching this, you have that reach too. By the way, I just had a thought, and I'm sorry, I'm going to go ADA, attention deficit advantage, on you for a second. Somebody, if you're watching and you're a techie, invent a camera that goes right behind the screen, please, on a cell phone, so that it doesn't look like I'm looking off to the left when I'm trying to watch Eddie Reese talk. I don't know how to invent that, but somebody will make millions on it. I hope you have a good time with that.
So I heard somebody had a little hack or a little trick to that, because I was seeing the same thing. When I have the camera sideways, I'm looking over here in the damn corner, like, what the hell? So they said take like a business card or a picture of somebody and tape it like right above where the camera is, and your eyes will automatically focus in the right direction. See, when I sit here and I do this for Home of the Hustle and I'm at the desk and I got the screen and the whole deal going on here, I'm far enough away from the camera where it doesn't matter. But as you get closer to it, I'm looking in a completely different direction, and it's freaking weird.
Well, here's the thing. I know how to look at the lens. Like, I've practiced that. That's a skill too. But I want to see you when you're talking. That's we're side by side, yeah. And it's the social media versus face-to-face thing. I want to see your face and read what your expressions are while I'm talking to you. So my eyes have to flash to the left to be able to do that. So and again, with the phone sideways and me jumping on with the phone, it's like I kind of feel awkward looking off to the side. But regardless,
it is strange. It's one of those things. It's like I was in the studios here doing some recording for some marketing stuff, and I was standing in front of a teleprompter and a green screen, and I had never done that before. And I'm like thinking, are my eyes moving reading these words right now? And I'm like trying to not move my eyes and have like proper body language. It was strange. I could get used to it, but it was strange, man.
Yeah.
But kind of going back to what we were talking about with the power of the network and the power of the reach. There's 4 people in here right now, which seems wrong, but it could be right.
I see 22, Eddie.
You're what?
On my screen, I see 22.
Well, that's amazing, because it says 5. It says 6 on mine. So what I want to ask everybody to do is just post where you're from. Just what city are you in? If you haven't shared, please share it out. From what I understand, if you hit that little like button and the love button and you blow the thing up, that helps with the reach. That helps with the stretch. It gets back in front of more people. So if you like what we do here, light it up. I'm good with that. We need all the help we can get when we're trying to blow this thing up. But my point was, where's everybody from? Okay. See, Sam says it's at 15. Lauren says it's at 25. Like, my thing is tripping. So either way, we're all good. We got Memphis in the house, Tampa in the house, Perrin, Texas in the house, another Memphis, Chattanooga, Canada, Detroit. I'm in Vegas. Where are you at?
I'm in Detroit. My wife is in the same place as me. She posted Detroit.
Oh, that is your wife. Nice. Wichita. So this is what I'm saying. Before I got on social media, literally the only people that I knew were people that were around me. And the people around me weren't necessarily the people that I wanted around me or needed around me or were good for me in any way. So the beauty of this stuff is you can create the environment that you want around you. If I don't like you, I don't have to associate with you, right? So I can go handpick, find, and select people that I want to do business with or that I want to be around or I want to influence or have influence from. I really am a firm believer in we all are influencing everything all the time. It's how we choose to react. But Johnny said something last night. I could delete my entire Facebook group, all my friends. I could delete every friend off my Facebook. And tomorrow, 30 seconds later, 20 minutes later, have a whole new network of people and access to awesome stuff. Like if you haven't been on Home of the Hustle before and you're just popping in here and you don't know who I am, I'm Eddie Martin. This is Jason Howland's here. You might not know either one of us, and now you do. And guess what? The two of us are connected to two completely different groups that intertwine, that mingle. There's a lot of money to be made. There's a lot of relationships to be built. There is a lot of life lessons to be learned by connecting with the right people. And it's impossible, in my opinion, without social media.
Yeah, well, think about it this way. Okay, somebody sitting in Michigan, business, no matter how good you were at business 15 years ago, 20 years ago, no matter how good you were at sales or business, would Brad Lee or somebody like Grant Cardone or Brad Lee or Gary Vee send you a message?
No.
Would they even know you exist?
Nope.
Not that, you know, it's not about who's up here and who's down here or anything like that. But the point that I'm making is somebody that has connections or elbows that you want to rub elbows with, now they're totally accessible to you. There's no gatekeeper. Right? Like Gary Vee says, there's not a gatekeeper like there used to be a gatekeeper. Somewhat, but not like it used to be. You don't have to travel across the country or ring a phone with no picture, no image of who you are in front of people. You can put your image out there and show how impressive you are and then go and talk to the person you're trying to rub elbows with. Rather than just trying to impress them in a 30-second phone call they hang up on, you know?
Yeah. Well, I mean, truth be told, dude, that's why I'm here. That's how I ended up working at Lightspeed. That's how I connected with Brad. I didn't know Brad. Brad didn't know me. I was doing my thing. We were doing Break Free Go Live. So I had that group where people were going live. And all I did was want to get somebody who had influence to talk to the people in the group to help them with something. So who's of influence? Okay, try to get Grant, try to get Brad on there, get Vic Tipnis on there, and get, Mark Jennison, a handful of other people that we brought into the network that we were trying to, and that's how I met Brad. And then I end up on a Zoom call with the guy. We hit it off. He knows who I am. He knows what I'm about. He knows what I'm doing. And I say, I want to do business with you. He's like, great, let's roll. Vic Tipnis is another one. I mean, this guy's an influencer. I reached out to Vic, said, hey, Vic, people could use the stuff that you have to say in this group of people. It's like a support group. Nobody can pitch. Nobody can do anything. He's like, I love that, dude. Let me do a video in there. He comes in. He does a live video. I talk to Vic like 3 times a week. Like, he's one of my boys now.
Right.
I go to Vic for advice.
That's exactly it. It's like one day I'm sitting, we're doing videos, and we start doing the Powerhouse show. And the next day, Victor Antonio's on the show with us because he liked something that he saw and he wanted to talk sales with us. That didn't happen 15 years ago. Social media makes your talent as known or unknown as you choose. I guess that's the way to put it. If you're out there sitting in a room going, man, I'm the smartest guy in the room, I'm the best at what I do, and nobody knows it, that's your fault now. It used to be a matter of you had to work to make connections. Now it's your fault. Because if you're not getting on and doing videos or podcasts or something, blogs, whatever you're comfortable with, if you're not doing those things, then and nobody knows you, it's your fault they don't know you. You know what I mean? It's not anybody's fault but your own anymore if you're unknown.
Well, and to me, the video aspect of this thing is the great equalizer, dude. Because people can post a bunch of shit. They can post motivation. They can, you know, act like they're one thing or act like they're another. And you don't know any different. You see a picture of a dude in a suit or you like whatever. You put the video on somebody, you know exactly who they are.
Yeah, it's not real easy to hide what you're about when your face is right there. You can't, you know, you remember like MySpace or like old school chat rooms where everybody had a Ferrari and was 7 feet tall and 290 pounds, like completely built, right? Because nobody knew anything about anything, right? Now you can't do that. Like, hey, I think you're a good dude, and I call you on a video, and you turn out to not to be what you've been acting like you were going to be. Everybody's going to know it like that. Same thing though, if you are the good person and the one that everybody wants to know, you get on a video and it only takes one. And I'm not saying it's only going to take one. I'm saying it's going to be one of them that gets somebody to take notice and start sharing your stuff. So don't do one video and think you should be famous either. Do a video every day or 2 videos a day, whatever your program is, or start a show like Eddie and like we did on Fridays, whatever. But do something to get known before you can talk about your business not blowing up, because these days there's no reason for it other than your business isn't very good.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
You know?
and here's the other aspect of this thing too. And this goes way in the other direction, but it's completely relevant to what we're saying. So you're on video, you put yourself out there, you're a good dude. We know you're a good dude. Guess what? There's people that think you're an asshole. There are people that do not like you, and they're going to talk about you. They're going to throw dirt on your name. They're going to do all these things. And if you're not used to, I've seen it with people out there, like you're not used to getting, it's all been positive attention. Everything's great. Like we're all good. And then somebody has something negative to say and you contract.
No, that's a great point, because you need to explode when that happens. That is your time. You know, it's funny, but I was listening to an audio book a while back that was talking, it was something obscure book about haters. Like that was the whole subject of the book was what, and it said, when people start to take notice of you, the first thing that's going to happen is your family's going to start calling you going, what are you doing? Like what's going on with you? And you're going to be different. And then you're going to see other people start to put down what you're doing. You're too much of a spaz, Jason. You're all over the place. You're yelling woo too many times in a video or whatever, right? And it, you know, it's like, go ahead. If you don't like me, talk about me. I love it, because you're a free publicist. Hate me, go for it. It doesn't change my life one bit. I know who I am. And I know that there's people out there that love who I am. And if you don't, cool. But I've seen exactly what you're talking about too, where somebody who had a great, huge following, I can think of a few people, had a huge following. Everybody thought they were the greatest. They kind of like planed off and said the same thing every day for 6 weeks in a row. And then somebody caught on to it. And like all they really had to do was sit back and think, okay, I was smart when I started this. I can be smarter and change and add to what I've already put out there, great value. And then this person like disappeared off the face of the earth, or another person there. I can think of 3 people that did the same thing. Like, don't let people putting you down get you down, because it doesn't matter. Like, there's nobody great who's ever not risked looking really stupid. You'll never be good at anything without looking stupid first. You know, my first video, I had no idea what I was doing. Now I'm pretty comfortable in front of the camera. I kind of just feel like I'm talking in a normal conversation at this point. So
yeah, dude, you go back. I had never done a live video before November when we started Break Free Go Live, and I went back and watched it like several months ago, and I was like, damn, like that was horrible. And now it's whatever. Like I talk to people, they're like, I was like, hey, you ever do any live video? They're like, no, like it's nerve wracking. And for me, like I'll literally turn it on anywhere, anytime, and I'll be completely comfortable no matter who's around or whatever. But back to the hater aspect of it, dude, I didn't like expect that. Haters are good. Haters are good. I want haters. I want more. I need more haters. You need more haters. Everybody in this stream, they all need more haters. But the amount of people that will hate on you for no freaking reason and like unfriend you and block you and like talk about you. It's comical. It's comical. And if you're not strong enough in what it is that you're doing, then I mean, I've watched it, like I said, tear people down when that's your cue to push forward, right? We have a president right now, and I love Mr. Trump. We ain't talking politics, but I love me some Trump. I just love the dude. He literally, his haters got him elected.
Yeah, I said that, you know, regardless of what you think about him, you know, and personally, I feel the same way you do, but regardless of what you think about Donald Trump, you watch his media expertise is beyond, like, he got elected on Twitter, man. Like, he literally went on Twitter and got elected for president of the United States. Most powerful man in the world got elected on Twitter by just going straight through his haters. Mm-hmm. You know, like facing them head on and going straight through them. Like, I don't care what you got to say. I believe this. That's what it is. Let's go. And it doesn't matter what he believes. You got to respect that from him. You know what I mean? No matter what you think of him, you got to respect that he just went all out and didn't care.
Well, and look, and I'm not saying that that's something that everybody can do, right? Everybody has a different personality type. I think that before social media, Jason Hallen is a polarizing figure. You have people that like you and you have people that hate you. That has something to do with your personality, your energy, your body language, just who you are. Am I wrong?
No, yeah, absolutely. You know, I would say that the thing is when you're a person who's doing something, the do-nots don't like you. You know what I mean? And that's just, you got to reconcile with that fact. When you're doing something in life, the people who aren't doing as much as you try to justify their excuses through saying you're doing too much. Well, okay, but look around and tell me who's doing too much and who isn't. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's simple.
It's just true. But so my point there was, I'm the same way, right? My whole life. Either you really like me or you really freaking hate me, because I am who I am. I don't play a part on either side. I'm just me. You're either going to like me or you're not. And going social media just amplified that, right? So not everybody is that, though. Not everybody has that personality. Some people are just agreeable, and they're just agreeable type people, and they want to grow their business. They want to be on social media and do these things. They don't want to make waves. And when somebody's a hater, they don't know how to deal with it. And to me, that's the personality type that will have the hardest time when it comes to putting yourself out there, because you're afraid of what people think of you. And there's nothing that Jason or I or anybody else is going to be able to do to make you change that. That's something internal. That's just how you are, right? Some people are just that way. Or you need to take some information that somebody says and then like apply it yourself and make a move.
Right. And I think too, you know, talk to Jeremy about that, the friendly flipper, because he'll tell you he was that medium down the line guy until he got involved with social media and started coming out of his shell and did, again, the Hank Norman program. He did that, and that got him on the camera, and he's out of control on Snapchat now.
Oh, dude, his snap is off the hook.
Yeah, but you know, and actually, if you want to learn to do videos, Snapchat's a great place to practice, because you've got no time to talk about it. But anyway, to get back to the point, I think that a lot of times, for me, I hate mediocrity. Like, I have that. If there's one thing I hate, I don't hate a lot of things, and I don't hate anybody, but I hate about people mediocrity. I can't stand seeing somebody not live up to the life they could have, like what they were given, and not using it to the fullest. I think to not use a gift is to insult the giver. And so, like, the problem that I have is I would like to see what those medium down the line people's passion is. Because once their passion is harnessed, whatever you're doing, I did a live about this today. I call Tuesdays, What Is It Tuesday? Because nobody cares about Tuesday. And I did a live right. But I did this live today about that. Like, even if you're not going to quit your job and become an entrepreneur and get out there and, like, totally take every risk in the world, listen to Brad Lee and take all the risk you can, and you know, do what you love at least an hour a day. You know, and if it turns into something great, if not, at least you're going to have fun and maybe make a couple of bucks on the side doing it. But do what you love so you can at least enjoy your life. And maybe you won't be so midline and across the even keel, unpassionate all the time, because you've got something to look forward to besides the grind of, and I don't mean the good kind of grind. I mean the 9 to 5, like I get up, every car's trying to like run into each other in the driveways in your neighborhood as they back out to go to their 9 to 5. And you know what I mean? Like that's horrifying to me. Like to just like be like everybody else, where most people try to be like, that scares me to death. I don't want to be like everybody else. Like, I think that average, you know, I want to be different than average. I don't want to be average.
No, not at all. And to touch on what you said, and I'm going to go through some comments real quick, that if people not living up to their potential frustrates you or you hate that, dude, you must walk around an angry dude, man, because it's like 3% of people that you run into that are actually doing anything.
I want to add to that. I'm not angry. Okay,
I'm just joking. I'm just joking.
But I used to be like that. That's a phase I went through. I'm not angry. I love you. Like whoever you are, I love you. As soon as I meet you, I love you to the best of my ability. If you're a complete jerk to me, I'll probably just walk away but you know, but I love you, whatever. But it's not that kind of anger. It's like drives me crazy. It's like, man, you could be so much more than you are. Why aren't you doing it? It's frustrating, you know?
Yeah, it's frustration for sure. It's frustration for sure. I just want to scroll up here and see some comments. Hey, if you guys haven't shared this out, we'd appreciate it. We're going to wrap up here in a few minutes. This is Jason Hallen. If you don't know me, I'm Eddie Martin. I don't take full responsibility for that, though. So, here it was. Tara. Tara said she's never done a live. Oh, did I freeze? Tara said she's never done a live video. Tara, there's a group that I started called Break Free Go Live. It's a closed group. There's several Break Free Go Live people in this group right now. You can go in that group. You can do a live video where it's closed. You can practice. You can meet people. No one will judge you. No one will make a rude comment. Trust me, they've happened. They've been deleted. Like, I went through that thing when we started it with a very strict set of rules, and it ain't, nothing bad's happening in there. Trust me. I've put my foot down on several occasions. So that's a safe environment for you to go live on. I will say, if you're game to go live, you can hit me up. I'll do one of these with you. Go live, make it easy, comfortable. See who else. I heard somebody else say something they would go on with her tonight. So you have support here. And then this is the one I wanted to acknowledge here, because I seen Crystal say, "Not true, Eddie." I want to hear what is not true about something that I said, which I'm cool with. It says, "Not true, Eddie. By guys like you and Jason being who you are, it shows those of us who struggle caring what others think and give them a point of reference for people to learn from. Hell, I've made huge steps in personal growth through the advice of you guys." You is exactly what you answered your own question. I am right. I can't help you. Only you can help you. I could say something. Jason could say something. I can be an example. But at the end of the day, we can't do anything. Action.
Hey, it's like if I could jump in on that, it's like a sales situation. I can put all the value in the world out there in front of a customer. I can't make them reach in their pocket and get their wallet without going to jail, right? It's the same thing. Like I can put as much as I have up here, which I do because I love giving help and advice. But if you don't grab it, then you don't grab it. But I've seen you, Crystal, grab it, and that's exactly what you're talking about. You did that.
She did.
You know, exactly.
You have all the power. All the power is yours. Now, who you choose and how you choose to be influenced is completely up to you. But the application of the information or of the lesson is completely on you. I can read 1,000,000 books and apply nothing and be nowhere. I could watch videos on exercise all day long. It ain't gonna make me fit, right? I have to apply the information. I won't go down that road because that leads me right back into what I do for work, and I'm gonna back off that one.
But so just going to go through here, see if anybody else had any comments. Okay, dude, everybody's dropping a woo, so you're going to have to drop one.
Yeah, I was just going to ask if I could. Everybody put one in the comments. Let's see how many woos there are after this is done. Woo! You know, that thing is so funny because I can say that on a video. Hey, you want to do videos? Look how stupid you can be and people still like you. I can yell woo and 72 people in a row will type woo into the comments. I think people have it like auto saved into their keyboard so they can click it. And it's like, I'm being ridiculous. I took a huge risk of looking really stupid the first time I busted that out 15 times in a video. And if I hadn't taken the risk of looking stupid, I wouldn't have all these woos in the comments right now. You know, and
I
not
call
that
you
woo gets anything done, but
if you're in a feed and I see you, I don't say what's up, Jason. I say what's up, woo.
Right, exactly.
That's what it is. My favorite one is I'm scrolling through my feed and you and I had just kind of interacted and met, and you're on a motorcycle, you know, with a helmet on, and you're like moving all around all crazy, yelling woo. I'm like, who is this nutty dude? Like, I got to know this guy. And I'm glad I did because you're a really super good dude.
Yeah, likewise, man. No, I'm glad we connected, but it's phenomenal. You know, the motorcycle videos were a lot of fun. We'll pick those back up again soon. But I mean, it's about that too. I mean, enjoy what you're doing. Social media is about, like you said earlier, it's playing around. You're going to try enough things and one of them's going to stick, you know? It's one of those situations where you really can't throw stuff at the wall until something sticks, and eventually it's going to stick, you know? It's like, it doesn't matter. But the good thing is you can just put it out there. There's so much stuff out there right now that there's nothing you're going to do that's going to like permanently embarrass you or tarnish you anyway. I mean, look at how much I can watch. I can get off this video and go watch 52 videos and still be scrolling through videos in the next 10 minutes. You know,
well, and be yourself. I mean,
yeah,
you put yourself out there, and I think the first instinct is to be PC and to not try to ruffle feathers and like, hey, I got an image to uphold and like, I don't want to upset anybody. You know how many times I cuss? Like I just do. And I keep it to a minimum because I want to be respectful. But at the same time, no amount of times that I've said fuck on camera has stopped anybody from watching me or respecting me or paying any attention to me when I don't disagree with a bunch of the stuff that's coming out of people's mouth and I vocalize that I don't agree, when I come across as maybe overconfident at times and it rubs people the wrong way. I don't give a shit. That's who I am. I'm not going to sugarcoat it or pay attention. I'm not going to shove it down your throat either. But just be yourself, because I'll tell you this, and then I know you're chomping at the bit to get something out. Who has met me in person that is in this feed? Because there's a handful of people in here that have met me in person, I think, if they're still in here. This is what you get. This is what you get in person. There is no, there's no sugarcoating it. When I've had people come out here and meet me, they're like, dude, you're the same freaking guy from the videos. Like, yeah, dude, I'm the same guy from the video.
I just thought of what you just said, and it made me laugh because this is who my kids have to put up with all day, every day. You know what I mean? Like, woo! I'm like, that's who I am here, too. My wife's on here. She'll tell you. My kids are like, Dad, not gonna, you know, like, what are you doing? But it's really interesting because I don't cuss, right? And I have a certain amount of friends that I had from my church and things that I've always had. And that was like one of the get out of my shell things, because they'll ask me like, why are you talking to all these people that talk like that? Why are you on the Powerhouse show? And I'm like, look, man, first of all, the one I'm following would not tell me not to hang out with anybody, first and foremost. And second of all, it ain't my mouth that's saying it. You know what I mean? And I don't have a problem with anybody the way they talk, but I just think it's an interesting contrast because you are you, I am me. You know what I mean? And that's the beauty of it. If you're going to get on social media, do you. Nobody's going to hold it against you. And if they do, they're not them, and that's why.
Yeah.
You know?
So that's the best advice, honestly, that I can give when it comes to this, is just be you, right? Nothing nothing planned, nothing contrived. When I do these videos, I don't even plan them out. I don't have a list of questions that I'm gonna ask somebody. I might have a topic, but I might not, because I personally enjoy the thrill and the rush of just making it happen. Like what happened in this video today. So Trent was supposed to be on. Trent had a bad connection. Okay, we could go, sorry guys, it's not happening. It's not happening today. We're not talking about what we were going to talk about. Screw that. I can figure it out. We can get it done. I have a network. I have a community of people, of badass individuals that I know I could have picked 10 people out of this stream and brought them on. And I saw you and I said, when we go, we'll flow. Everything will be just fine. So
sure,
just do it.
I think that's the thing about the shift that media has made since social media. It's no longer acting that's popular anymore. You know, it's real. It's reality. It's, you know, remember reality shows when they were fake? You know, this is like what everybody really wanted from reality shows 5-6 years ago. This is what they want to see, what real people do out there, right? So be the real you out there. If you're a plumber, show me how to be a plumber. Talk about being a plumber.
Let me see that butt crack.
Exactly. Put the camera behind and show me work on the sink. I'll watch for a minute maybe, but you know, but that's what I'm saying. Be who you are. I think that's the best. I think that's the best advice for sure when this is the topic. 100%.
Yeah, that realization came to me when we started doing the Break Free Go Live thing in November. It was like about a month in. I was like, man, this is a reality show. Like Break Free Go Live is a reality show, like a positive one that you would want to be, you know, in. And then we started doing this Home of the Hustle thing. Well, before that we had something else going, but we scrapped that and we moved forward and we do this Home of the Hustle thing. This is a television network. This is a network. We have 5 shows in 5 days. We bring on different people. We're addressing people's issues. We're solving people's problems. We are personalities. We are who we are. It's TV. This is TV. Here's the differentiator. Why would we want to watch you? Why?
Right.
Why would we want to watch you? And the other awesome thing, and I think you're pointing that out with your finger there,
yeah,
is this is a actual interactive network where I could talk to you, you could talk to me, ask me a question, I'll tell you you're wrong, I'll tell you you're right, I'll give you my opinion, and I'm probably wrong half the time. But you are a part of it. What else can you be a part of?
Yeah, it's kind of like Choose Your Own Adventure TV. Type in what you want to talk about. I can rap with whatever. You know, if I go live and all of a sudden somebody's comment takes my conversation on a complete right turn, but okay, I can go with that. Tonight you got on here and you had no guest because the feed was bad. I see it pop up. I go run into where I can sit down and go live with you, and like we're just talking. I mean, obviously there was no script. You know what I mean? It just is what it is.
But you're a professional salesperson. So as soon as you seen the situation, you seen what was going on, and I tagged you, what did you think we were going to talk about?
I kind of figured we were going to talk about sales, whatever. I really didn't think about it before I pushed go live because I knew you needed me. So I was like, click, whatever. I knew it would be something I could handle. That's for sure.
Yeah, exactly. You know? I'm not going to pull you in here and be like, okay, so tell me about, the natural food store.
The natural food store?
Yeah, let's talk about the natural food store. How do you feel about vitamins? Like, if I pull you on, we're going to talk about something that's relevant, and you're a pro, and you'll be able to handle it. And I really appreciate you jumping on, dude. I mean,
hey, man, it's been a pleasure. It's been one of those quick on the fly moments that I've enjoyed today. So awesome, man. I appreciate you bringing me on.
Yeah, dude. Anytime. We'll do something planned out next time with you and I. Just like the Titan is changing up his Monday night show, it's going from an interview show to Coach's Corner. So sometimes he'll be in it. Sometimes it'll just be coaches. It gives him a little more autonomy and ability to get the things that he needs to get done while still bringing value to Home of the Hustle, to our network. I don't consider people followers or fans. You're in our network. You are our friends. I don't do the follower thing. I guess if you had 1 million people, I guess they're followers, but that's not how this is, right? So we want to still be able to bring value, but we need to always be advancing. We can't continue to do the same thing for months and months, the same format. So he's changing his, I'll be changing mine on Tuesdays. What I'm going to be doing is I have access to some people that you guys would want to talk to, right? Because of where I'm at. So I am going to be doing a 4-part series every month from a specific influencer. And we're going to address the questions and the issues that people would bring to that specific influencer. So for example, I already know I'll be doing one with Vic because Vic's my boy. Vic was down to $78 in his account. His funding went away. He's got a multi-million-dollar, sleep apnea company, and he had to make payroll in 2 days. How did he do that? How did he get that money? Like, not only that, screw the money. How did he maintain it up here? That's the question I would want to know. So I'll have Vic on. I'll do, a 4-part series with Brad. Who knows who else? I know I'm going to be bringing Tim Grover on. So we might do a 4-part with Tim. Who would want to hear what Tim Grover has to say about the relentless mindset and about coaching Michael Jordan and Kobe Bryant and Dwayne Wade? This is the type of stuff I'm going to start bringing in on Tuesdays. So 1 month at a time, 4-part series, different influencer every week or every month. And then we'll play it from there. Frank will go in the direction he's going to go. Lawrence will go in his. Justin will go in his. And this thing will continue to evolve and expand, because as long as we can continue to bring more value to you in a different way every time, you're going to keep coming back. You're going to keep recommending that other people know who we are. And that's a win-win for everybody. It's a win for us. It's a win for you. And it's a win for everybody that you know that you are extending that invitation out to bring them to the network. And trust me, we went from 0 to 2,000 in a couple of months. People that follow the page, we'll quadruple that by the end of the year.
Absolutely. And I'd like to say this real quick before we sign off, or I think you're getting ready to do that. But I'd like to say this. If you're watching this and I'm not on your friends list, hit me up and talk to me. If you're watching this and you don't comment on my posts, or I don't see what's coming on your feed, hit me up. Tag me in something once just so it gets on, so you get onto my page. I want to know you. And if you're somebody from my network and you haven't talked to Eddie much, man, follow this guy, talk to him, interact with him. Awesome guy to talk to as well. So make this network bigger. That's what this is all about at this point.
Absolutely. And I'll leave you with this too, because you make a great point. We may be friends on Facebook. There may be people in here that I'm actually friends with. I don't see your posts. And you don't see mine, or maybe you do see mine, but I don't see yours, so I'm not commenting. So you think I'm an asshole, and that's not the case at all. I just don't see it. I'm not. The Facebook algorithm doesn't like me and you together. So let's break that. So get
right. You got to jump on each other's.
Yeah. So let's do that. But like I said, dude, I appreciate you hopping up in here. You're awesome, and we're gonna connect further. Action Closer, Jason Hallen. Find him on Facebook. You do most of your stuff there. So get with the guy and start interacting with him. I appreciate you guys being on here. Check us out tomorrow, Frank Sell, same time. I'm not sure who he's got on tomorrow, but it's going to be awesome. So we'll see you guys. Have a good night.